Hello, and good morning, my fat-free family. How is it going? How is life? And how is everything? So, I am officially done with the scale. I have put it away. I'm taking it to my mother's tomorrow because I know that I don't need to be on it every single day. I need to really just focus on something that works. And so that's what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on getting more movement in. I actually did a workout yesterday and I'm like pre-planning my workouts. So like basically my workout that I did yesterday, it was kind of spontaneous. I was like, let me just do it. And it wasn't like crazy difficult. Some parts were a little challenging, but I was able to get through it. But now I'm kind of pre-planning my workout. Like, okay, today I'm going to do this. Tomorrow I'm going to do this workout. So yesterday I already picked what work I'm going to do. So I already know what to do. Just throw it on and get to work. So I'm going to do primarily more exercise too, along with because my legs and feet are already swollen as it is. I've been drinking a lot of water, trying to drink like, trying to drink like 2 40-ounce bottles of water a day just to try to flush the sodium out. So that I overdid, which that's my bad. I overdid the sodium or whatever, but trying to just flush it out. But in the meantime, since I'm already swollen up, I'm like, what the heck? I might as well just do these workouts, because like that's kind of like why I was hesitant to like just go in, because I know that going on exercise, my legs is gonna swell up just because my body has to work, harder when I'm moving more. But I mean, why not just do it? So I'm doing it. I actually had made 2 different things yesterday. My kids loved it. I'm really enjoying this because not only do I enjoy the food, but my kids enjoy the food. And if they enjoy the food, that's a win, because then they're eating healthy too. So instead of having separate meals and separate food and all that stuff, I know for a fact that they're eating healthy food when they're with me. And since they're home for the summer schools, they don't have summer school, and then they're not back to school till August. At least this summer, I know that they'll be eating healthy, good food with me and enjoying it with me. So I'm really excited about that. Let's get into the first recipe. So I'm about to steam these veggies, and I'm going to have potatoes steamed with the vegetables today. And I'm going to have that for brunch. I'm using this broth because that's the broth I have right now to steam it. So I put my potatoes at the bottom because they take longer to cook. And then I'll put my vegetables on the top. So I put my veggies on top of the potatoes because they usually don't take long, as long as the potatoes. And I don't like mushy vegetables. And this is the final product. So the potatoes, the veggies, I mixed it up with the sauce, the last of the broth to make it a little bit more, not dry. Oop. And yeah, that's it. Yep. So it was really good. The potatoes were good. I kind of would have rather they not been as soft. So I'm thinking about maybe roasting them next time and just putting the roasted potatoes in with the steamed vegetables. But it was still very good. I'm also considering, because I like organic vegetables if I can get it. And so those packages aren't organic. And those sauces, those sauces are high sodium. And that may be another reason why my swelling has not gone down yet in my legs. I actually resorted to taking Motrin the past 2 days, but I don't like taking medication, but it's supposed to make, inflammation go down. I've also been putting turmeric in food, but I just really need to reduce the sodium. So I found some other sauces online that I will share with you guys later on in the week either this week or next week when I actually go buy it or get it from Amazon. And they're not high in sodium. They're still zero fat, and they still like they still apply to this diet. It's just that they're not going to be so full of salt, because like those like pre-made vegetable packages, if you look at the sodium, it's pretty high. I think I show you guys the back of the package so you can see the nutrition also, but it's pretty high. So I know sodium and potassium is something that we all need to get in, but the potassium should outweigh the sodium for sure. And I don't see that happening with those packages. And plus, like, I just want to make my own vegetables, like chop up my own vegetables, because I know that I like organic vegetables. I can get organic vegetables and stuff like that. Or I can even get packages of vegetables that don't have the sauce. I've seen some of those organic vegetables that don't have sauces in it, and then I can just choose the sauce or the seasoning that I'm going to put on it. So, you know, it's just a work in progress and just a way of getting used to how I'm going to start doing things. But let's go ahead and get into the next recipe. Now, the kids was like, yes, we love it. So let's get into the next one. So we got this shrimp right here. As you can see, 4 ounces of zero fat and 13 grams of protein. So we got this ready. I defrosted it, just fill it up with water and let it just defrost on its own. I got my taco seasoning here that I'm going to put on it. I got some cilantro that I'm going to go ahead and throw on there. And squeeze some lemon juice on that. Ain't used oil yet. That's a good thing, no oil needed. So put that lemon in there, and now I'm just going to mix it up. Let it stir up, get all into the seasoning before I broil it. So this is what we're doing. Now I like a little spice, so I'm going to add some of these crushed red pepper flakes. I'm going to put a little bit of my pink Himalayan salt and a little bit of pepper. Now I've added those ingredients, and I'm just going to toss it up again. Make sure that it's fully covered with the seasoning. Just gonna make sure it tastes good now. So now I'm just gonna spread it out on this so that, you know, it cooks evenly. Make sure that they're not all stuck together and everything when I broil it. So yep, no oil on this. I'm just cooking it, dry cooking it on this heat. So this is how it's looking thus far in the broiler. Shrimp is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. Just flip it over. Make sure you flip it over a couple times. So this is the shrimp. It is all done, as you can see, broiled and finished. So this is a tablespoon. I can have 2 of these, and I'm going to spread it on 3 tortillas. That's of the guacamole I had the other day. So that's how it look when you spread on the guacamole, like those 2 tablespoons. That's the shrimp, 4 ounces. No, I put 6 ounces total. That's the salsa. I put it on a tablespoon on each one. I'm squeezing the last of the lemon juice on my tacos that I have started putting on my shrimp. Because I love the flavor of lemon juice and any seafood, really. And any Mexican food. It's good. Last garnish is my little lettuce pieces that I like to put on top. You can put it on however you want. And that's it. That's the meal. Look at that, guys. This is so filling. And guess what? Total 8 grams of fat today. So I'm having protein, lean protein. The fish tacos, that cod has 0 fat. The shrimp has 0 fat. Shrimp has always been my favorite food just because it's such a versatile type of seafood or meat source. And it's not a crazy amount of protein, but at the same time, it has 0 fat. It's very good. It can go with any dish. It can go with, you know, an Asian dish, a Mexican dish, any dish. So I love shrimp, and so my kids were so thrilled when I made that yesterday. And my total grams of fat yesterday was 10 grams, so I was exactly at 10. So shouldn't be nothing over 10. Nothing over 10. The goal is to try to be to 0. So people were like, well, maybe you shouldn't be fat free, you should be low fat. Yeah, I guess that is what this is, a high carb, low fat diet. It's really the sugar diet. You feel what I'm saying? Like, sugar fasting is when you're not consuming no starch, no protein, no nothing. You're just doing fruits and sugar sources and some non-starchy vegetables, which I may still have days that I do that too. So It's not like I'm never gonna ever have a sugar fasting day. I'm just not calling it that because it may not be that. It may just I may have a salad, I may have steamed vegetables, I may have a smoothie, and my day is over, and it's like, oh shoot, okay, cool. It won't be like I'm gonna be like intentionally doing that. That's why I'm like, it's more sugar dieting, basically. And so I just really want to make sure that I have like food that my kids will eat, because food is expensive out here in America. Okay, everything is so pricey. So instead of having to make 2 separate meals or make something for me and the kids don't want it, so I have to make them something, or buy them like frozen foods that are high in sodium and high in a bunch of junk because they don't want to eat what I'm cooking, and then like I cook something but they don't want it, so then they're like, oh, they want fast food and they want, you know, junk food. And so instead of just to avoid all of that drama, I'm doing this sugar diet right now, and it is a high carb, low fat diet. However, the goal is to get to 0 fat. I'm sure some days I will be at 0 fat. Especially as I find sauces, because see, these sauces usually have some grams of fat, so I'm noticing that. But I can find sauces that have 0 fat. You know what I mean? So once I find those sauces and I start purchasing them, like I found some curries and stuff like that I found have 0 fat, then my fat will be way lower than the 10. It may be 2, it may be 1, it may be 0 sometimes. But right now it's 10 today. Yesterday was 10. Maybe 10 today based on what I plan on cooking for the kids and myself. But it won't be ever over that. But the goal is to get closest to 0 as possible, and I plan on doing that as I move forward. But Cole, I talked to him yesterday. He was like, it's fine if you can have like, you know, lean meat, low fat meat and stuff like that. Like I guess his thing is sometimes people with protein, you know, they don't really go to lean meat protein sources. They usually go for chicken thighs and hamburgers and steaks and pork chops and all that kind of stuff that's full of fat. So that's why he kind of was like low protein, because when you say that, it'll make people be mindful of the protein they're eating because of the fat. But I don't really care. I've never been a whole meat person, but I know me personally, because I don't have a gallbladder. So with like beans, legumes and stuff like that, it's harder for my stomach to process, and I have major stomach issues when I have it. So I'm not saying nothing against people that are vegan and they choose to have beans or lentils and stuff like that. But for me personally, I have to limit that amount of that, or my stomach, I'll have stomach pain, gas, all that kind of stuff, because my bile is not gonna be like, you know, with a gallbladder, basically it holds the bile until you eat, and then it releases the amount of bile that you need to process that meal. But because the gallbladder is not there, there's just constant bile dripping and it's not being held. So it may not be enough for that meal that I ate, and then I have stomach issues. So to avoid that, if I have to pick a protein source, I'm going to preferably pick a low lean protein source as opposed to the starchy beans or plant-based sources. Nothing wrong with either one, but I also would just prefer to have that. So we discussed that yesterday, because I know he was talking about lentils and beans and chickpeas and all that kind of stuff, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. If your stomach can tolerate it and handle it, that's amazing. And I'm not saying I'm not ever going to have it, because I had tried it before in the past, but I noticed that it would give me stomach issues. And I noticed that like with the shrimp or with the cod, and I'm looking at 99% lean turkey as well. I've found some. Those things won't give me a stomach issue if I eat it. It'll just be fine. So, you know, everybody has to do what they have to do for their individual bodies and their individual situation. But as far as me, that's just how it's going to be going for me. I'm not saying I'm not going to ever eat lentils and chickpeas and beans in my life. But what I'm saying is, if there's going to be a preference, is likely going to be the lean meat, like the fish or shrimp or, you know, whatever lean meat whatever lean meat that I can find or procure, whatever. Excuse me. So that is the 2 recipes for today. I already recorded my recipe that I had earlier today, because there is a package that already has noodles in it, which I really like that idea, because the noodles were a lot less than what I would use for noodles. Because when I put noodles in my food, but actually I didn't know that the rice noodles were separated the way they were when I put them in that yesterday or day before, whenever that day was. So I personally will do separate, I'll probably separate it myself, because I would definitely rather have more vegetables than noodles, or more vegetables than rice. Somebody asked me, oh, are you not eating rice? I'm eating rice. Like, I don't have no problem with eating rice. I actually have recipe that I have rice, and I'm gonna actually try to do a recipe video with the recipes that I've recorded, and just kind of put them all in a compilation, so if people want to like just look and see what they want to try to make, they can do that. But moving forward, like likely on weekends and stuff like that, I'll be just doing it live, because it's hard for me to remember to like record every single piece of me cooking the meal, and sometimes I forget certain parts, and then it's like, oh well, I have to go back and try to see if I can recreate it, and it's like, yeah, I'd rather just cook live, and then people can just watch it that way. And plus, I'll still be going live on Saturdays. Next Saturday, next weekend, I know it's the 3-day weekend, and I'm going to be going to a Bible convention with my mom and kids, so I'm not gonna likely go live until the evening time. But I will be definitely doing some meals, going live doing some meals. So stay tuned for that. How's your journey going? I know some people have made the switch to more so the low fat, free eating, and let's just call it what it is. It's the sugar diet. I mean, because when you look at it, if y'all watch Mark Smelly Bill, I think that's his name, he pretty much does the same thing. Like, he has his fruits. I mean, he has days where he just has fruits and lean, and non-starchy vegetables, and those are his sugar fasting days, but primarily he does sugar diet, and he has like his fruits. I mean, he has candy and soda too, but he has his fruits and stuff, but then he'll also have like his lean protein and his starch. So that's pretty much what we're all doing, if that's what we're deciding to do. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm never going to sugar fast again, but I'm just saying that, it'll be mixed in with my daily, whatever I choose to do that day. But I just know that the bottom line is that the fat needs to be to the floor. So let me know how it's going for you guys. I'd love to hear. Some people say, yeah, this is slow weight loss. This is going to be slow weight loss. I'm okay with that, because it's something that I'm enjoying. Like, I want to enjoy the process at the same time. Yes, I want the fat to come off my body. That's why it's Fat-Free Eve. I want the fat off me. You feel what I'm saying? I want to be fat-free. But at the same time, I've already experienced dropping over 100 pounds and then gaining it back, because I didn't have a process that I could stick to, or something that was sustainable. And that's not okay. So I want to be able to have something that is sustainable, even if that is like half hour of exercise every day. Because back then I was doing 2 hours of exercise. I know that's not sustainable every single day, but I know 30 minutes of movement every day is possible. I know that keeping my fat grams to the floor is possible. And I know it's possible to still be able to enjoy food with my family, and also teach them how to have good, healthy eating habits as they grow up and they get older, and then they, move on and have their own families. So it's really just a full circle thing. I already told you my 5-year plan. If it happens to be longer than 5 years, that's fine, because by the time my son graduates from high school, which is 7 years, I know I will be completely done with my plan. What my 5-year plan is, if it happens to go to 7 years, that's fine, because by that time, both my kids will be grown, and I want to be at a good weight. By the time they're both grown, I want to be at a healthy weight and traveling the world and finding a place for my retirement, because nothing is certain. There's so many people that are living in uncertainty right now. If you do not own your own business, and even if you do, it's not certain that business is going to still be running. It's not certain that your job isn't going to lay people off or lay you off. Like 3 people just got laid off this week from my job. It's just like things are so not secure. So what can I secure? I can secure what I put in my mouth. I can secure when and how I move my body. I can secure things that have to do with me personally. So I'm trying to work on controlling what I can control, so that I can keep control of something, and the things that I can't control, God will take care of. Because I was so shocked when people got laid off this week, and I'm like, my goodness, this literally, your life can change literally in a matter of an hour or less. So, I'm trying to just focus on focus on myself, focus on my family, focus on healthy habits for me, healthy habits for them. And also I'm trying to focus on, creating wealth for my family. So, that means, hey, I don't need to be grocery shopping every single day. Once a week, put some money away, save some money, have an emergency fund. Like I said, this is an overall change for me, an overall wellness, because wellness doesn't just mean your weight. It can mean your mental health. It can mean your financial health. It's just so many different parts to being total wellness is a lot moving pieces, honestly. And, it was a real major wake-up call when them people got laid off. And it made me think, like, this is exactly why I don't want to retire here, because it's just too many moving pieces and too many variables, and things could happen, and then you may retire, but you still got to work. And, like, I'm only 41, but I'm thinking forward to that, like, thinking forward, because next thing you know, I'll be at retirement age. And, my kids, I'm trying to think forward for them too. So, what can I worry about now? Our health. Making sure we're eating right and we're eating good. So if it is a longer process, then that's okay, because I know that it's going to be worthwhile, not just for me, but also for my children as well. So, yeah, that's the kind of stuff I think about. I be overthinking, y'all. Do y'all be overthinking? All my overthinkers get in the comments, because I be thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking about now, about later, about the future, about my kids' future. It just be everything. Anyway, you guys, I am hoping that you are doing well. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I love you guys. The comments, go ahead. If you haven't already subscribe, comment, let's talk, let's chat. I love our conversations. Like this video if you haven't already. And until next time, peace.